Hello. In continuation with complex number, today I am starting quadratic equation. Okay. So let me recall you the quadratic equation of class 10th. A general formula, general quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. I think you have remembered it. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We can use the quadratic formula and the condition the value of x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Okay, and the discriminant b square minus 4ac is greater or equal to 0. If this condition is there, that what does it mean? It has two real roots. Okay, b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. That means two real equal roots. B square minus 4ac is strictly greater than 0. That means two real distinct roots. But here we'll have to discuss about b square minus 4ac is less than 0. That means what we used to tell the name of that, no real root. So no real root, what does it mean? In class 11th, imaginary roots. So if b square minus 4ac is less than 0, that means we are getting two imaginary roots. So in this case, when b square minus 4ac is less than 0, I want to write here x is equal to minus b plus minus under root 4ac minus b square, which is multiplied by I upon 2a. Okay, because if this is less than 0, that means in under root minus any term is there. Okay, so minus x can be written minus 1 multiplied by x and minus 1, that is I. It's okay. So that is the formula for it, for finding the two imaginary roots. Okay, so now we are starting exercise 5.3 and solving some questions related to this quadratic formula, or simply using splitting the middle term. Okay. Exercise 5.3. Exercise 5.3, question number 1. X square plus 3 is equal to 0. Quadratic equation. Okay. X square plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay. And what is the question? Solve the following quadratic equation. Okay. How to solve it? X square is equal to minus 3. Therefore, x is equal to under root minus 3 with plus minus. X is equal to plus minus under root minus 1 multiplied by 3. That means plus minus under root 3, and the value of under root minus 1 is I. So x is equal to plus I root 3 and minus I root 3. There are two imaginary roots of the value of x. Okay, got it? Now let us take another question, that is 2x square plus x plus 1. Second question, 2x square plus x plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, can be split into two parts. 2 1 are 2. May I write here 2 minus 1 and it is plus sign, so that can be solved only by quadratic formula. Okay, so quadratic formula I am writing here, x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Okay, that is a quadratic formula. And the second formula, what did I tell you? Or minus b plus minus under root 4ac minus b square into I upon 2a. Okay, this is for imaginary root and it's for real root. Here there are imaginary roots we are getting, because a is equal to 2, b is equal to 1 and c is equal to 1. So what to find here? B square minus 4ac I am getting. B square minus 4ac. 1 square minus 4, a is 2 and c is 1. B square minus 4ac. So result is 1 minus 4 to the 8. Minus 7, which is less than 0. This term will be used. Okay. So therefore the roots x is equal to, here I can put the value minus, what is b? 1 plus minus under root I, and what is 4ac minus b square? That is 7 upon 2 into 2, 2a. Okay. Minus 1 plus minus I root 7 upon 2. These are the two imaginary roots of quadratic equation. Minus 1 plus I root 7 upon 2, minus 1 minus I root 7 upon 2. Okay. Have you understood it? By the way, you can use this formula also. It is coming under root minus 7, and under root minus 7 can be written minus 1 multiplied by 7, minus 1 is I. So I root 7. Okay. After that, I want to take a question which is related to root, like question number 7. I am taking root 2x square plus x plus root 2. 7. Root 2x square plus x plus root 2 is equal to 0. Root 2x square plus x plus root 2 is equal to 0. Okay. Alright. Using the formula, I am using direct formula. X is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Okay. A is equal to root 2, b is equal to 1, coefficient of x, and c is equal to under root 2. Find the value discriminant b square minus 4ac. 1 square minus 4a root 2 and c is root 2. So that is 1 minus root 2, 4 ja, 4 2 ja 8 minus 7 less than 0. Okay. So the value of x is equal to minus, what is b? 1 plus minus under root I, and the value of this is 7 upon 2a, 2 root 2. Minus 1 plus minus I root 7 upon 2 root 2. Okay, that is one. Question number 7. One more question I want to take it from it, like question number 9. 9 is x square plus x plus 1 upon root 2. X square plus x plus 1 upon root 2 is equal to 0. Okay. So we can arrange in the simpler form of it. That means multiplied by root 2. So it is coming root 2x square plus root 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. A is equal to root 2 when we compare by the general equation, ax square plus bx plus c. B is equal to root 2 and c is equal to 1. X is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. X is equal to minus b minus root 2 plus minus under root b square. B root 2 square minus 4 a root 2 and c is 1 upon 2a. Therefore, x is equal to minus root 2 plus minus under root 2 square 2 minus it is 4 root 2 upon 2 root 2. Is that okay? 4 root 2 upon 2 root 2. What happens? X is equal to minus root 2 plus minus I 4 root 2 minus 2, because 4 root 2 is greater than 2 only, 2 root 2. Okay. How to simplify this term? 4 root 2 minus 2. We can write here 2 into root 2 minus 2. 2 can be common, but we can leave it here also, or just a minute. Minus root 2 plus minus I in bracket. I can write here, I will take 2 common. So it is 2 root 2 minus 1. Is that okay? Upon 2 root 2. Further solution can be done. This 2 will come out from the root, then it will be in the form of root 2. So minus root 2 plus minus I, 2 I have taken common from root. This 2 is coming out from the root, so it becomes root 2 here, 2 root 2 minus 1 upon 2 root 2. One more step is possible. On the numerator, I will take root 2 common, which is cancelled by the root 2. So the result is minus 1 plus minus I, 2 root 2 minus 1 upon root 2 cancel, it is 2. So one imaginary root is minus 1 plus I under root 2 minus 1 upon 2. And second is minus 1 minus I under root 2 minus 1. Okay, so these are the two roots of x. One more question I am taking from this exercise. And that is the question, x square plus x upon root 2 plus 1. 10th question, x square plus x upon root 2 plus 1 is equal to 0. X square plus x upon root 2 plus 1 is equal to 0. This root 2, if you want to remove this root 2 from the denominator, what should I do? I will multiply root 2 to this equation left hand side as well as right hand side. So the term will be root 2x square plus x plus root 2 multiplied by 1. Root 2 is equal to 0 multiplied by root 2, it is 0. Okay. If properly we'll solve, then how to write here? Compare by ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay, then we'll get a is equal to root 2, b is equal to coefficient of x, that is 1, and c is equal to under root 2. Okay, compare by ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 to this equation. A is equal to root 2, b is equal to 1, and c is equal to root 2. Quadratic formula, always you will write plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Okay, find the value b square minus 4ac. b square, 1 square minus 4, what is a under root 2, and c is again under root 2. So 1 minus 4 to the 8. Again it is minus 7, which is less than 0. Okay. So therefore x is equal to minus 1 plus minus, direct way I write here I under root 7 upon 2 into root 2. So therefore the roots are, simply write here the two value, x is equal to minus 1 plus I root 7 upon 2 root 2 and minus 1 minus I root 7 upon 2 root 2. There are two imaginary roots of this quadratic equation. It's okay. So that's all. This is exercise 5. Now let's start miscellaneous exercise of complex number. Miscellaneous exercise. Miscellaneous exercise. Taking question number 1. Evaluate. Question is I to the power 18 plus 1 upon I to the power 25 whole cube. This is the question we are going to evaluate. Okay. I told you one thing, whenever I to the power something will convert into the form of I to the power 4 multiplied by something, so that the first integral positive integer of I to the power what is equal to 1, I to the power 4 is equal to 1. Okay. I to the power 18, I want to write it I to the power 4 multiplied by 4 is 16 plus 2 plus 1 upon I to the power 25. 4, 6 is 24 plus 1 and to the power 3. It means I to the power 4 into I square plus this I can write here I to the power minus 1 to the power 4 and to the power 6 into I to the power minus 1 multiplied by 1. I hope you have understood it. 1 upon I, that means I to the power minus 1, or simply one more thing I can write here. By the way, we'll rationalize the term divided multiplied by I, so it is I, and that is I square means minus 1. Okay, so simply I can use this term as I with minus sign. Okay, minus I. So minus I to the power 4 to the power 6, and this is also minus I to the power minus I to the power 1. Is it clear? See, 1 upon I multiplied and divided by I. What happened? I upon I square means minus 1. So minus I. So in place of 1 upon I have put minus I. Is that okay? I to the power 4, 1 square, 1 to the power 4, it is 1 I square minus 1 plus minus 1 to the power 4. And because minus 1 to the power 4, it is plus 1. Okay. So simply I to the power 4, that is 1 to the power 6, 1. And minus I to the power minus 1, it is, what is the value of this? Minus I. Okay, because 1 into 1, 1. And minus I to the power 1, that means it is minus I. And to the power 3. So finally it is coming minus 1 minus I to the power 3. Minus 1 minus I to the power 3. If I'll take minus sign out, then what is this? 1 plus I to the power 3. Because minus 1 to the power 3 is minus 1, minus is coming out, and now here we are using the identity a plus b whole cube. What is it? It is a cube plus b cube plus 3ab a plus b. Okay. So minus sign outside, a cube, 1 cube plus b cube, I cube plus 3 into 1 into I, and it is 1 plus I. It's okay. Minus sign is out, 1 cube, that is 1, I cube. I cube, what does it mean? I square into I, minus 1 into 1, so minus I. So I cube means minus I, plus 3i multiplied by 1, so it is plus 3i, and plus 3i multiplied by I, so plus 3i square. And after that, minus sign, 1 minus I plus 3i, and this is I square minus 1 multiplied by 3 minus 3. Minus 1 minus 3 minus 2, 3i minus I plus 2i multiplied by minus sign, so 2 minus 2i. Okay, 2 common, 1 minus I. This is the answer of it. This is the evaluation of first question. Clear? Now let us discuss question number 2. For any two complex numbers Z1 and Z2, question number 2, for any two complex numbers Z1 and Z2. For any two complex numbers Z1 and Z2, prove that real Z1 into Z2, real Z1 into Z2 is equal to real Z1 into real Z2 minus imaginary Z1 into imaginary Z2. Okay, this we are going to prove that. Real part of Z1 and Z2 is equal to real part of Z1 into real part of Z2 minus imaginary part of Z1 into imaginary part of Z2. Okay, for any two complex numbers Z1 and Z2. So we'll consider, let Z1 is equal to A plus IB and Z2 is equal to, I will consider C plus ID. Is that okay? You will consider any two complex numbers in the form of Z1, Z2. Okay. Z1 A plus IB and Z2 is equal to C plus ID. Okay. First of all, I have, because Z1, Z2 is there, so I'm going to multiply Z1 into Z2. A plus IB is multiplied by C plus ID. Multiplied exactly same like two brackets we multiply generally, A into C plus I AD plus I BC and plus I square B into D. AC plus I common, AD plus BC, I square minus 1 into BD. So that is when we collect the real part, AC minus BD plus I AD plus BC. Okay. What is the real part of it? AC minus BD. Imaginary part, AD plus BC. Okay. Now let us see here. Real Z1 into Z2. Real Z1 into Z2. What does it mean? Real part of this. Real part of this. So the real part of it is AC minus BD. Agreed? This is the real part of it. Now let us see the right hand side. Real Z1 into real Z2 minus imaginary Z1 into imaginary Z2. Real Z1. Where's the Z1? This is Z1. What is the real part? A. Real Z2. Real part of Z2? C. Minus imaginary of Z1. This is Z1, its imaginary part B. And imaginary of Z2, that is D. And what is this? AC minus BD is equal to AC minus BD. Hence, this is equal to, hence, it is proved. Okay? Clear? Next question. It's a very interesting and important question of this exercise. So the remaining questions which I am not solving, I hope you will solve all the questions which are remaining from this exercise. Okay, one question number 4th I am taking. If x minus iy is equal to, fourth question, if x minus iy is equal to under root a minus ib upon c minus id. Okay, prove that x square plus y square whole square, x square plus y square whole square, x square plus y square whole square is equal to a square plus b square upon c square plus d square. Okay, x minus iy is equal to root a minus b upon c minus d. Prove that this. X minus iy is equal to under root a minus ib upon c minus id. Okay, taking conjugate. Taking conjugate on both sides. On both sides, we have We are taking conjugate on both sides. Conjugate, what is only imaginary part will be opposite in sign. Real parts remain same. So I write here this is x plus iy is equal to a plus ib upon c plus id. Suppose this is equation number 1, it is equation number 2. Okay. Multiplying equation 1 and 2. Multiplying equation 1 and 2. So when we multiply equation 1 and 2, x minus iy multiplied by x plus iy is equal to under root a minus ib upon a plus ib multiplied by a plus ib upon, a minus ib upon c minus id, a plus ib upon c minus id, a plus ib upon c plus id. Okay. After multiplication, what happens? A minus b, a plus b, a square minus b square, so it is x square plus y square, because minus I multiplied by I square minus 1, so it becomes plus x square plus y square is equal to multiplication of these two terms in the root, a minus ib, a plus ib, a square plus b square upon c square plus d square. Okay. And after that, what should be done? Squaring. Squaring. After squaring, this is x square plus y square whole square is equal to, when you are making squaring both sides, this root will be removed, a square plus b square upon c square plus d square. Okay. So that is question number 4th. After question number 4th, I want to take a question number, there are 3 questions, solve the equations. Question number 6, 7 and 8. 6th question I am taking 3x square minus 4x plus 20 upon 3 is equal to 0. In the previous exercises we have solved many equations like that. 6th question, 3x square minus 4x and minus 4x plus 20 upon 3 is equal to 0. Okay. We'll multiply it by 3, so that this 3 will be removed from here. So it is 9x square minus 3 4 is 12x plus 20 is equal to 0. 3 multiplied by 0, 0. Compare by general quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. What is the conclusion? A is equal to coefficient of x square 9, b is equal to minus 12 and c is equal to 20 constant term. Quadratic formula, x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So I will put the value minus b, minus minus plus 12 plus minus under root b square. 12 square 144 minus 4a 9 and c is 20 upon 2a. Therefore x is equal to 12 plus minus 144 minus 9 4 is 36, 2 is 72, 720 upon 18. 12 plus minus, answer in minus, 10 minus 4 6, 11 minus 4 7, 5, 576 upon 18. So may I write here x is equal to 12 plus minus I under root 576 upon 18, and 12 plus minus I square root of 576 is I think 24. 4 4 is 16, 1, 4 2 is 8 to 16, 1 71, 4 1 5, 576. 24 upon 18. May I take 2 common from numerator or 6 common? 6 2 is 12 plus minus I, 6 4 is 24 upon 18. 6 3 is. Okay. So therefore x is equal to one value 2 plus I 4 upon 3 and 2 minus I 4 upon 3. There are two roots of this quadratic equation, and which type of these roots? They are imaginary roots. Why they are imaginary roots? Because b square minus 4ac is less than 0. Okay. Now I want to take a question number 10. 10th question. Z1 is equal to 2 minus I. And Z2 is equal to 1 plus I. Find in modulus the value is given Z1 plus Z2 plus 1. Z1 plus Z2 plus 1 and Z1 minus Z2 plus 1. Okay. Nothing special in it. We'll put the value Z1, Z2 plus 1. So we'll find the value or direct I want to put here. See, Z1 plus Z2. What is Z1? 2 minus I plus 1 plus I plus 1 upon Z1 2 minus I minus Z2 minus 1 minus I and plus 1. Is it okay? We can collect the like terms. 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1, 4. I cancel. So 4 upon 1 minus 1 plus 1 cancel. It is 2 minus 2i. Okay. 4 upon 2 minus 2i. And 4 upon 2 minus 2i, what does it mean? 4, 2 plus 2i upon 2 minus 2i multiplied by 2 plus 2i. Rationalization by the denominator inside the modulus term. So what is coming here? 4, 2 plus 2i upon a minus b, a plus b, a square minus b square. 2 2 is 4 plus 2 2 is 4, 8. So it is cancelled. 2 plus 2i upon 8, 4 2 is cancelled. Again 2 common, 1 plus I upon 2, 2 2 cancel. What is coming? 1 plus I. And the value of magnitude 1 plus I, what does it mean? The square of real part plus the square of imaginary part. You can use this term as a square of real part 1 plus the square of imaginary part 1 under root 2. Okay. So simply the value should be substituted here. Nothing special in this question. And now I want to take a question number 14. Find the real numbers x and y if find the real numbers. Question number 14 I am taking. Find the real numbers x and y. Find the real numbers x and y if x minus iy multiplied by 3 plus 5i 3 plus 5i is the conjugate of, is the conjugate of 6 minus 24i. Okay, minus 6 minus 24i. Given the question, find the real numbers x and y. We are finding the values of x and y. When the term is given, the product of these two terms is equal to the conjugate of this term. Okay, conjugate, what does it mean? So real part is opposite in sign. So first we will multiply it. X minus iy, 3 plus 5i, 3x plus 5xi minus 3yi and plus minus minus 5y square. Okay, I square minus 1, it is plus 5y, so I can write here 3x plus 5y plus I common 5x minus 3y. Okay, that is a number as given in the question. What is given? That is the conjugate of it. Okay, its conjugate is equal to this one. So as given, 3x plus 5y minus I, its conjugate, 5x minus 3y is equal to minus 6 minus 24i. Its conjugate is this. Now we will compare the real part and imaginary part. So real part, 3x plus 5y is equal to minus 6, and imaginary part, minus 5x plus 3y is equal to minus 24. Okay, minus 5x plus 3y is equal to minus 24. With the help of these two equations, we are finding the values of x and y. Okay, so for finding the x and y, equating or comparing the coefficient, here the coefficient of x is 5, here's a 3, so multiply this by 5. 5 3 is 15x plus 25y is equal to minus 6 5 is 30. This is multiplied by 3, minus 15x plus 9y is equal to 24 3 is 72, minus 72. Okay, opposite in sign will cancel when we are adding them. 34y is equal to minus 102. So y is equal to minus 102 upon 34 minus 3. Put y is equal to minus 3 in 3x plus 5y is equal to minus 6. Any one of the equations. Suppose I have supposed this equation. 3x plus 5 minus 3 is equal to minus 6. 3x minus 15 is equal to minus 6. 3x is equal to 15 minus 6, 9. X is equal to 3. So the values of x and y is 3 and minus 3 respectively. Okay. Another question from this exercise. Now other questions are interesting and important question. Okay, let us start. This question number 16th I am taking now. 16th, x plus iy to the power 3, x plus iy, 16th. If x plus iy to the power 3 is equal to u plus iv, okay, then show that u upon x plus v upon y is equal to 3x square minus y square. Okay. We'll simplify this term, compare these two terms and substitute the value in place of u and v in terms of x and y. It's simple, and find the value. A plus b whole cube, formula a cube plus b cube plus 3ab a plus b. Okay, so it is x cube plus iy cube plus 3ab and a plus b is equal to u plus I v. X cube, I cube minus I square into I square, that is minus 1 into I, minus I, y cube and plus 3xyi multiplied by x plus 3x square yi, 3xyi multiplied by I square minus 3xy square is equal to u plus I v. Equating real term x cube minus collecting real terms in one bracket plus I common 3x square y minus x cube minus 3x square y plus 3x square y minus y cube is equal to u plus iv. Okay, what is the value of u? U is equal to real part x cube minus 3xy square. We'll take x common, so it is x square minus 3y square. Okay, that is the value of u, and the value of v is equal to 3x square y minus y cube, taking y common, 3x square minus y square. Okay, these values will be substituted here. Now u upon x plus v upon y. What is the value of u? We got it here, x square minus 3y square upon x plus v y 3x square minus y square upon y. One y cancel, one x cancel, x square minus 3y square plus 3x square minus y square. X square plus 3x square, 4x square minus 4y square. We'll take 4 common. What is left inside the bracket? 4x square minus y square, which is on the right hand side. Is it okay? So what we have done in this question, simply x plus iy whole cube is given, a minus b whole cube extended. Compare the real part and imaginary part from both the sides and substitute the value. Okay. After this question, I want to take question number 17. If alpha and beta are different complex numbers. 17 questions, very interesting question. Alpha and beta are different complex number. Okay. And magnitude of beta is equal to 1. Magnitude of beta is equal to 1. Find in magnitude beta minus alpha upon 1 minus alpha conjugate alpha and beta. We are finding the value of it. Okay, this is the question. If alpha and beta are two different complex numbers, we have two different ways to solve this question. Number one, you can consider there are two complex number, alpha is equal to anything a plus ib and beta is equal to c plus id. Substitute the value, it's very lengthy calculation. Okay. Second, we are using the properties, conjugate property. So one thing, we are using the properties. What is it? First, let me tell you a property of conjugate. Let z is equal to a plus ib. Z is equal to a plus ib. Okay. And we are going to find its conjugate. Then what happens? Conjugate of z is equal to A minus IB. Okay. Or conjugate of Z I can write here. Conjugate of Z, A minus IB, okay, will divide and multiplied by A plus IB and A plus IB. Then what is the result we can get it? A minus B, A plus B, A square minus B square, that means A square plus B square upon A plus IB. What is it? It is conjugate of Z. If you see it carefully, conjugate of Z is equal to A square plus B square. It is Z square. When we multiplied Z multiplied by Z, then what happens? Z square, sorry, this is A square plus B square, square of real part plus square of imaginary part. What is it? It is modulus Z. So it is coming in the root, therefore whole square. Z square upon A plus IB is Z. So what does it mean? There is a relation, magnitude Z square is equal to, we can write here, Z into conjugate of Z, isn't it? So whenever we see that complex number and the conjugate of complex number, both the terms in a product, what we write here? We can write here the magnitude of complex number whole square. It's okay. So this property will be used in this question. That's why I have explained it. Z into conjugate Z is equal to mod Z square. Okay. So let's first squaring on that. Then what happens? Squaring beta minus alpha upon 1 minus alpha conjugate beta whole square. And its whole square, what does it mean? I can write it beta minus alpha dot beta minus alpha with what? Okay, with conjugate. Conjugate A minus B is equal to conjugate A minus conjugate B, we can write it upon 1 minus alpha conjugate beta upon 1 minus alpha beta conjugate. How should I write this? Let me tell you. 1 minus alpha conjugate beta, okay, and I'll put whole conjugate on it. Then what is the result? The conjugate of 1 is 1 minus alpha. Conjugate to conjugate, it's without conjugate term. That means Z is equal to A plus IB, conjugate of Z A minus IB, again the conjugate of Z, conjugate of conjugate, so A plus IB. So this is conjugate to conjugate, it is alpha, and beta conjugate. Okay. So that's why I have written here 1 minus alpha conjugate beta into 1 minus alpha beta conjugate. Okay. And you can verify these property also by using some numeric terms. Okay. Using numeric terms you can verify it. After this term, well multiplied. Beta minus alpha conjugate beta minus conjugate alpha. So when we are multiplying them, what happens? Beta conjugate minus beta alpha conjugate minus alpha beta conjugate and minus plus alpha conjugate upon 1 minus alpha beta conjugate minus alpha conjugate beta minus plus alpha conjugate beta conjugate. Is that okay? In the question it is given that magnitude of beta conjugate, that means modulus of beta is equal to 1. Modulus of beta is equal to 1. Beta conjugate. What to write here? Beta square. This is minus beta alpha conjugate minus alpha beta conjugate plus alpha conjugate, it is alpha square upon 1 minus alpha beta conjugate minus alpha conjugate beta plus what is this? Alpha conjugate, it is alpha square and it is beta square. Okay. Where there is a beta conjugate whole square, we can put here 1. So it is 1 minus beta alpha conjugate minus alpha beta conjugate plus alpha square. Modulus alpha square same thing, upon 1 minus alpha beta conjugate minus alpha conjugate beta plus beta conjugate whole beta square, magnitude beta square, that is 1 alpha square. Okay, and this means in the next step I am writing here, I can use here 1 plus alpha square minus sign common. So what is coming here? If I take minus common, alpha beta conjugate plus beta alpha conjugate upon 1 plus alpha square minus sign common, alpha conjugate beta plus alpha conjugate beta plus beta conjugate alpha, or alpha beta conjugate. Okay, you can see both the terms are exact same with minus sign, they are cancelled and result is 1. Okay, so therefore the value of beta minus alpha upon 1 minus alpha conjugate beta in magnitude it is 1. Okay, so you remember the properties. One is beta and beta conjugate is equal to magnitude beta whole square, and Z1 minus Z2 conjugate is equal to, we can write here Z1 conjugate minus Z2 conjugate. If you have a problem, if there's a doubt, simply you will take two numeric terms, two numeric complex numbers in the form of Z1 or beta and beta 1. Okay, and you will find the values of both. One is Z1 minus Z2 or B1 minus B2, whatever it is the complex number which you are taking. And second, you will take Z1 conjugate minus Z2 conjugate. You will find that both the terms are equal. Okay. Question number 18. Question number 18. 18th is, find the number of non-zero integral solution of the equation 1 minus I solution of equation 1 minus I to the power x is equal to 2 to the power x. What is the question? Find the number of non-zero integral solutions of equation 1 minus I to the power x is equal to 2 to the power x. Okay. Right. So we'll simplify this term. 1 minus I. 1 minus I, what to write here? Under root square of real part 1 square plus square of imaginary part minus 1 square. This is the meaning of it. And to the power x is equal to 2 to the power x. Under root square of 1 to the power x is equal to 2 to the power x. So it is under root 2 to the power x is equal to 2 to the power x. When you remove the root, what happened? X by 2 is equal to 2 to the power x. So when we compare their powers, x by 2 is equal to x. And x by 2 is equal to x, what does it mean? X minus x by 2 is equal to 0. 2x minus x, so x by 2 is equal to 0, therefore x is equal to 0. Okay, so there's the only solution. Saying there, find the number of non-zero integral solutions of this equation. Okay, number of non-zero integral solutions. So the value of x is equal to 0. So non-zero, there is no solution, the value of x will be 0 only. Okay. Question number 19th. If A minus IB plus C, into C minus ID, E minus IF, G minus IH is equal to A plus IB, then show that a square plus b square, c square plus d square. Okay. 18th. No, this is question number 19th. If a minus ib multiplied by c minus id multiplied by e minus if, a b c d e plus if and gh, sorry, these are all plus, g plus ih is equal to a plus ib. It is given a plus ib, c plus id, e plus if, g plus ih is equal to a plus ib. Then show that a square plus b square, c square plus d square, e square plus f square, g square plus h square is equal to a square plus b square. Okay, a square plus b square. This we are going to show, right? Similarity, you can see that say a minus b, it becomes a square plus b square. Okay, so what should be done? First of all, we are taking these complete term in the form of mod. Okay, taking modulus on both sides. Okay, so this is mod a plus ib, c plus id, e plus if and g plus ih is equal to a plus ib. Got it? Taking mod. And if you are taking mod, so this mod, it means you can separate it mod also like that. A plus ib, c plus id, e plus if, g plus ih is equal to a plus ib. Is that okay? Magnitude, what does it mean? Square of real part plus square of imaginary part in root. So when I write this term, a square plus b square, it is c square plus d square, e square plus f square, and g square plus h square is equal to a square plus b square. Got it? Is equal to a square plus b square. But it is also in root. What would be the next step? Just you guess. What is the next step? We want to create this on the right hand side. Oh, sorry, this is a proof. So here there is no square root everywhere. So that means squaring on both sides. Squaring. Squaring on both sides. We have squaring on both sides. A square plus b square, c square plus d square, e square plus f square, g square plus h square is equal to a square plus b square. Proved. Okay. How did I solve this question? First, taking modulus on both sides. And what is the meaning of modulus? Square of real part plus square of imaginary part in under root. And finally, squaring on both sides. Okay. So working rules for some of the questions, I think you should remember. You will memorize that these working rules. Okay, so that you don't have any problem when you solve these questions, especially in exam. Now the last question I am taking of this exercise. Last question, if 1 plus I upon 1 minus I to the power m. This is question number 20th. If 1 plus I upon 1 minus I to the power m is equal to 1, then find the least integral value of m. least integral value of m. Okay, 1 plus I upon 1 minus I. I think the biggest problem in this question is this 1 minus I. So we want to remove this 1 minus I complex number from the denominator, and generally we do it. 1 plus I upon 1 minus I divided and multiplied by 1 plus I, and it is 1 plus I to the power m is equal to 1. This means 1 plus I whole square upon a minus b, a square minus b square 2 is equal to 1. Is that okay? Clear? 1 plus I whole square upon 2. A plus b whole square, a square plus b square minus 2ab upon to the power m is equal to 1. So this is I square minus 1 plus 1 cancel, minus 2I upon 2 to the power m is equal to 1. 2 cancel, and sorry, this is plus sign here because a plus b whole square, so it's a plus sign only. What is coming here? Finally, I to the power m is equal to 1. And do you know I square, I cube, I to the power 4? The first positive value in the form of the power, if we are increasing the power I to the power 2, 3, 4, 5, then first positive value will get when I to the power 4. Okay. So what does it mean when m is equal to 4? M is equal to 4, then I to the power 4 is equal to 1. Okay. So starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. First value is 4. In the question they are asking that find the least integral value of m. So what is the least integral value? Least integral value of m is 4. Because maximum value is 4 and multiple of 4 you can get many values. But the minimum, the smallest value of m is 4. M is 1, that is 4. Okay. So the value of m is equal to 4. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for watching.